Hello everyone, I'm Taku. I was recently invited to give a talk at the Global Perspective Symposium of Chernobyl Then and Now. This symposium was inspired by David Macmillan's photography work from Chernobyl that has spanned 25 years and 22 visits to the location. You can see his amazing photographs of the changes that have taken place over these many years at his website. In this episode, I want to talk about the Chernobyl catastrophe and how it relates to a more universal experience of PTG. In 1986, one of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant reactors exploded, and the subsequent release of radioactive material is by far the largest atomic catastrophe in the world. An additional complication of this type of trauma is the person's inability to visually see the direct effect of the radiation. Although there is general information for the catastrophe and the chemicals released, each individual victim and survivor never gained clear knowledge of how much they were individually affected. They are unaware of what the short-term and long-term effects would be, how long the effects may take to be shown in their own bodies, and so on. There has also been a history of government officials withholding information from survivors, compounding this effect. Although many people were evacuated, the area needed cleanup workers. For this reason, some people remained, and others came from different countries to this place to reduce the after effects or damage of the accident. Estimates indicate that about 600,000 people worked in Chernobyl from 1986 to 1990. Although they are called cleanup workers, they were only capable of reducing some of the damage that was already done. They have planted trees and worked with new topsoil and so on, but the deeper earth still shows long-lasting after effects. This can lead to additional uncertainty in regards to the meaning attached to their time spent there. A group of researchers conducted semi-structured interviews with 32 cleanup workers between the ages of 47 and 77 who currently lived in Lithuania. Half of these Lithuanians came to Chernobyl in 1986 as a response to the accident, and the rest came in 1987 or later. The questions researchers used included, what do you remember most about being at Chernobyl? And how does the Chernobyl experience affect you today? In response to these questions, the cleanup workers talked about their anxiety caused by uncertainty. The greatest negative effect was that you have this thought in your mind that it's dangerous here. You wake up with that thought, you go to bed with that thought, and you can't do anything about it. And that's the worst part. You fear what you don't know. In addition, their narratives also include existential questions like, why are we here? Another question, the strange thing was that the forest all around was brown, but that pine tree was green. I said, why did all the others dry up while this one stayed green? Much like a single pine tree, many participants felt left behind, forgotten, and unappreciated. This also leads to them wondering about the greater purpose of their efforts. Their phrasing, we are working and ultimately sacrificing our health for the good of other people, was reminiscent of what we heard from workers after the Fukushima earthquake in Japan. This may be related to a broader collectivistic characteristics. Workers are often found saying, somebody has to do it. A lot of ongoing studies are addressing the effects of the Chernobyl disaster, and researchers point out the importance of sharing transparent information with survivors. Even though more information may be appreciated, in broader terms. At the individual level, humans still face the reality, which is somebody has to do it. Well, surprisingly, these workers spontaneously reported that they had become psychologically stronger since it had raised their self respect and had encouraged them to contemplate the meaning of life. This is consistent with them experiencing PTG, although there have been no direct studies on PTG with this population. This demonstrates the coexistence of PTG and post-traumatic stress symptoms as seen in their ongoing struggles with physical health and psychological well-being. Although inability to control anything may make them feel powerless, these cleanup workers mentioned a deeper view of life coming into focus and a strengthening in their sense of closeness with loved ones. The PTG phenomenon is occurring across countries' boundaries, and the individual's experiences with speaks to the universality of this phenomenon. Across languages and disasters, the words in response to disasters are often just the same. Does it mean PTG is necessary for human evolution? Well, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them here. I hope you find this interesting. I'll see you soon. Thanks.